Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Democracy 3. My name, of course, is Always Potato, and today we are going to be playing quite a topical campaign. Indeed we are. It's been a while since we played Democracy 3, but you know what, honestly, I don't mind. You know, we are going to be playing as Greece. Alright, Greece is a southeastern Europe, my goodness, I can't even read today. Greece is a country in southeastern Europe consisting of 2 mainland peninsulas and thousands of islands throughout the Aegean and Ionian seas. It is often called the birthplace of Western civilization. However, post-2010 debt crisis, it is now a country in dire peril with spiraling debt, nearly 30% unemployment, and rampant tax evasion. Right, so we've got a real task on our hands today. Alright, poverty is 44%, ethnicity 93% Greek. This is the big important one. GDP, national debt, 175.1% of GDP, and the unemployment rate of 25.6%. Boo! My goodness me! If I've ever seen an impossible mission, then wowee. Wow. Alright, so who are we going to go as? What do we sort of want to go as? I mean, obviously in Greece at the moment, Syriza, I think, is the main party in power. Even though at this time, at this time, Syriza are the main party in power, and they're sort of a very left-wing party. So I suppose the Socialist Party might go well for us. Term length 5 years, term limit no limit. Political apathy 60%, yeah, that's fine. The opposition party, well, there's no real opposition in Greece at the moment. Everybody sort of just wants to get it sorted out. So I guess we could sort of go for the democratic movement. I guess that can be totally a thing. Great. Yeah. All right. Great. Let's stick this in and see what happens. I don't really want to go for a particularly socialist approach. I just want to go for an approach that means we can get rid of the debt, because at the end of the day, who gives a damn what happens as long as the country isn't in dire peril? That is the important part. Congratulations on your election victory. Welcome to your new job as president. The lives of all 10 million citizens are now in your hands. As you'll imagine, there are a number of situations and concerns that you will need to deal with as soon as possible while keeping an eye on long-term improvement of our citizens' quality of life. Do not forget that you face re-election in 5 years. Alright, great. GDP's crap, unemployment's crap, health's alright, education's alright, poverty's way too high, and crime is not terrible. Alright. Yeah. Here's the issue, right? The issue with debt. Expenditure. How much are we paying on debt interest? 9 billion. 9 freaking billion. What is our interest rate? Our interest rate is pretty freaking high. Our credit rating is absolute trash. Tax evasion. What's tax evasion looking like? Yeah, alright. Tax evasion is way too high. Greek tax evasion. Wow. It's got its own plus 25% modifier. I like that. I like that a lot. Alright. Alcohol abuse, you know, traditional things. Well, where do we want to start? Where do we want to start? Man, oh man, oh man. This is going to be really difficult, because starting off with this tax evasion thing is a real problem. Now, we really can't afford to introduce any more taxes, right? So we could have a look and say, okay, what do we want to do? Do we want to introduce some more taxes? But this is not going to go well. This is really not going to go well. For example, a luxury goods tax, something akin to VAT in the UK anyway. That would net us 20 billion. Admittedly, 20 billion at the top end of the scale is a lot of cash, right? That would get us in positive territory. However, that would contribute to this tax evasion nonsense. So that's really not what we're aiming to do. So the way that I see it is that we have to cut expenditure, all right? And military spending is way too high. So if we're currently around 14 billion, we can take that comfortably all the way down to 2.7 billion. It's going to cost us quite a lot of political capital, but at the same time, yeah, I think that's that's really something we need to get rid of. We need to absolutely slash military spending. State schools are going to be next. State pensions are going to be cut after that, because we really cannot afford to put any more taxes into play. In fact, we'll probably have to reduce taxes so we can get this tax evasion nonsense down, because yeah, I mean, look, we're reducing corporation tax, income tax, capital gains tax, and sales tax, all because of this tax evasion modifier. So that really will not do. I'm afraid that really will not do. Is there anything else that we want to do? Is there anything else we want to do on the very first turn? Unemployment is just bloody terrible. Just look at this. All right. GDP is absolute trash. Yep. Uncompetitive economy. That's terrible. Tourism. That's good. That's fine. Global economy's down a little bit at the moment, so we should see GDP pick up in line with the global economy. But we can't really rely on the global economy to pick us up. Banning Sunday shopping. How do we repeal this? Cancelling this would cost 21 political capital, and it's quite popular actually, so we don't really want to interfere with that too much. Now, religious people is not something we're really interested in. I mean, religious people are. I don't really want to get into hot water with religious people. You know, they can assassinate you quite rapidly. So it's not really great. We're gonna go to the next turn straight away. Click to return to government. I will indeed. Debt protection law. We're gonna limit agency activity. International credit ratings. Yep, that's pretty bad. Our income did rise slightly. That's what we like to see. That's good. That's really, really good. The income is slightly rising. Relative GDP has fallen in line with the global economy. However, our expenditure has also fallen. However, our debt has increased. And that's not something that we're really interested in. We're still running a 6.5 billion deficit. As you can see, state schools are now our main issue. Military spending will be reducing over the course of the next couple of turns. So, you know, without a doubt, we will be in the blue in the blue? What am I talking about? In the black very, very soon indeed. Now, unfortunately, state schools is on the list. We've got to slash that. Alright, so currently we're spending around 14 billion, and that's going down to, you know, we'll knock 10 billion off that. I know it's not popular. It's not popular at all. However, we are on a absolute spending slashing mission, because, you know, there's just no possible way to deal with it. Capital gains tax is going to go. It's going to go because it's increasing tax evasion, and tax evasion, we need to do everything we can to get rid of that. So capital gains tax is going to go because it actually only gives us 8 billion or so. So that's fine. In fact, you know what? We could lower it. We could lower it to pretty much nothing. In fact, you know what? We could just cancel it straight out. Let's cancel it straight out. We don't actually need it. It will mean that we're running a slightly more a larger deficit, but honestly, this is the first thing that we need to get rid of. Tax evasion is the first red bubble we need to eradicate, without a doubt. Now, obviously, this being a video game and everything, I don't have real people. There is no real people in my country, so anything that I do will not affect them. But you know, you've got to be careful when you're cutting expenditure, because for every $1 billion, or for every billion euros, or for every, you know, €1 that you don't spend on your population, that's a potential for an increase in poverty, an increase in homelessness. You know, so, you know, reducing expenditure can have its drawbacks, but at the same time, we have debt that is 175% of GDP. So we're in real trouble. We're in real trouble. So we need to take you know, absolutely essential and radical steps to try and correct that. We've got 4 political capital left. Not much we can really do about that. Our cabinet is looking good. Why would you be unhappy? Why would you be unhappy? We've actually got a really, really good cabinet, so I'm really, really happy with the way that things are going. Alright, click to return to government. Curb banking bonuses, we're going to do nothing. Unemployment is up. As if it could go any bloody higher. And that's probably because we're reducing military spending, to be honest, because the military used to be a large employer of people. That's not great. Industrial automation is not something we really need to worry about. Our debt increased. Our income absolutely fell. What the heck? I presume income tax reduced. Yeah, that's not great. That's really not great at all. Government borrowing is now filling a very, very, very large chunk. We are repaying 9.75 in debt interest. We're running a $12 billion deficit, or 12 billion euro deficit, whatever. What's next? What's next on the list of things to slash? This is reducing over time, that's fine. State schools is reducing slowly, but that's okay. State pensions. Yep, ain't nobody getting no state pensions. Sorry about that. We're going to spend an absolute ton of political capital to ensure that our pensioners aren't paid for being old. Not at all. Nothing we can do about state housing. We just don't have the political capital to do anything about that. We're back to 4 political capital, so not great. Wealthy people are liking us. Poor people are liking us a bit more. That makes no sense to me because I've literally just absolutely crapped on state pensions. Just this tax evasion just really annoys me. It really annoys me. It should be going down though. It should start the long trek down. Capital gains tax needs to go as well, I think. Does it though? Which one's capital gains tax? Income tax, tobacco tax, mortgage tax relief. Where's capital gains tax? That's corporation tax. Sales tax. Where the heck is capital gains? Oh, we must have got rid of it and it's just reducing over time. That's fair enough. Okay. Next on the list of things to get rid of, sales tax. Honestly, if we did get rid of this, then that would actually be pretty good, because this just annoys everybody, really. And it increases poverty. This is a terrible policy. Absolutely terrible. That's next on the list of things to cancel, without a doubt. I just really don't want the government borrowing to fill the gap of between income and expenditure. You know what I mean? Credit rating downgraded. That's terrible. That's really, really bad. Superhero, reducing crime. That's great. I don't give a shit. I really don't give a damn. Oh my god. Okay, thank God. Our income is holding steady. Our expenditure is continuing to fall. However, the interest rate is rising. So what is our debt interest? Oh my god, 13%. 13% of our expenditure is now going towards paying off debt. Fuck me. Road building. Road building, yeah, that's getting absolutely shredded. Screw that. And unfortunately, that doesn't mean we have enough. That means we don't have enough political capital to deal with the sales tax, which is absolutely horrific. But whatever. I mean, this is so bad. Look at it. It upsets self-employed people, capitalists. It slows down internet currency adoption. It depletes poor earnings. It decreases tourism. It depletes middle earnings, and it increases poverty and decreases equality. That's terrible. That's absolutely bloody awful. But you know what? We can thank our lucky socks that we've got the deficit down to 2 billion after less than a year. So people are starting to dislike us. But you know what? You know what? We can probably stomach that for at least a little while. All right. Minimum wage. We're gonna introduce a minimum wage law. Poverty is up and crime is back up again. That's fine. That's okay. Now, yes, at long last, at long last, finally our expenditure has gone below our income. We can't stop there though. We cannot stop there. We need to fight back. We need to fight back to get this lower interest rate. We need to upgrade our credit rating, because 9.75 is just way too much. I mean, look at this, 14.2%. That's increased by almost 2 percentage points. 2 percentage points. That's crazy. That is really, really insane. Yeah, state schools, that's still reducing. You know, we're gonna see. Oh, we can't do anything about this. I don't really want to get rid of this policy. This is quite a good policy, actually, but might have to. Alright, let's get rid of this bastardly sales tax. Alright, here we go. Cancel the policy. Absolutely terrible. Absolutely god-awful. Hopefully that 6 billion that we wiped out from getting the sales tax, that made no sense. Hopefully the 6 billion that we were getting from the sales tax will be made up from our other cuts in expenditure, because this tax evasion bollocks is really hurting us. It's really hurting us. So we don't want that. We absolutely do not want that. All right, 14 political capital left. Let's take this opportunity to welfare fraud departments. Not really something we're interested in doing. Food stamps. Food stamps is something that I am interested in and actually deploying. All right, let's deploy it. Let's stick this up. Let's spend 2 billion on it, right? So I know we're in the midst of a financial meltdown, but this will really help reduce poverty, and you know, as such, will hopefully have a knock-on effect and thusly reduce our expenditure in other areas. But I'm okay with spending 2 billion on that. Police force. We are spending a lot of money on the police, and they're doing very little. They're doing very little at all. Worrying, I would say, but that's all right. How's our cabinet looking? You're looking a bit dodgy, I'm afraid. You're not looking too good. That's okay. That's okay. How is homelessness going? Jeez Louise, look at the size of this. Unemployment and poverty are both feeding homelessness. This is quite crazy. Technology backwater. That's not an issue for now. This alcohol abuse is actually costing us a lot of money. A real large chunk of money. If we could get rid of this, then that would be absolutely fantastic. The alcohol tax. If we increase this alcohol tax, it is going to increase poverty, but at the same time, it's going to bring us in a lot of new money, and it's going to absolutely shred alcohol consumption. At least that's the thought. Yeah, it should do that anyway. Community policing is also, costs 0 political capital to raise it. You know what? We might as well raise it. It's worth it. It's only for an extra couple of million. Alright, so overall, next turn is going to be really interesting. We're going to be seeing lots of increases in income and lots of decreases in income, but also lots of decreases in expenditure and lots of increases in expenditure. So hopefully we're still going to have... hopefully our expenditure is still going to be below our income. It might not, though. Alright, poverty is down. Great. That's really good. Happy with that. Street gangs. You know what? I am not too happy about that. Extreme nationalism. Also, not too happy about that. Our credit rating downgraded further. Absolutely distraught about that. That is absolutely terrible. We're only going to get 7% of the electorate in the next election. That's pretty god-awful. We are running a surplus, however. That's great. How much of our expenditure? 17%. 16 billion per turn is going to debt interest. Holy hell. Holy hell. Holy hell. Alright. Let's take this opportunity to lower this. We'll lower it to its lowest levels. This will hopefully reduce tax evasion and make the capitalists a little bit more happy with us. But my oh my. My oh my. Alcohol consumption should be falling like rapidly. Alright. Liberals really don't like this. Minimum age 21. Yeah, alright. Let's raise it. Let's raise it. Let's try and get our alcohol abuse under control, because once we sort the alcohol abuse problem, that basically gives us an extra 5 billion. Now, theoretically, we should see state schools, yes, state school spending will fall a little bit more. State pensions is already at the bottom. Military spending is probably already at the bottom. Yeah, so this 6 billion surplus, while it may not be a lot, this is probably where we are going to be for the foreseeable future. Our interest rate rising really, really hurts us, actually. But you know what? We will counter that with probably even more rapid cuts in expenditure, without a doubt. Actually, we're going to end the episode there, ladies and gentlemen. So thanks very much for watching. My name, of course, has been Over Potato. Hopefully you'll tune in next time for some more Democracy 3. Until then, bye.